stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Shoes on, get up in the morning, cup of milk, let's rock and roll. Kink out, get the drum rolling on like a rolling stone. Sing song when I'm walking home, jump up to the top of the brown. Ding dong, call me on my phone, nice tea and I'll get my ping pong. This is getting heavy, can't hear the bass, boom, I'm ready. Life is sweet as honey, yeah, this beat shade like money. This go all alone, I'm into that, I'm good to go, I'm diamond, you know I glow. Hey, so let's go. Cause I'm in the stars tonight, so watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Hey, shining through the city with a little funky song. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Whoa, bring a friend, join the crowd, whoever wanna come along. Word up, talk, just move right up the wall. Day or night, sky's the light, so we dance to the break of dawn. Ladies and gentlemen, I got the medicine, so you should keep your eyes on the ball. This is getting heavy, can you hear the bass? Boom, I'm ready. Life is sweet as honey, yeah, this bitch chicken like money. Hey, this go all alone, I'm into that, I'm good to go, I'm down, you know how to go. And let's go! Cause I'm in the stars tonight, so watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Hey, shining through the city with a little funky soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Whoa, it's dynamite. It's dynamite. Shining through the city with a little funky soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Whoa, light it up, dynamite. Light it up, dynamite. 'Cause I'm in stars tonight, so watch me bring the fire, set the night alight. Shining through the city with a little fucking soul. So light it up like dynamite. This is watch me bring the fire, set the night alight. Shining through the city with a little fucking soul. Light it up like dynamite.
Abangan ang Shopee 44
하게 되니 땀은 on 꽝에서 꽉지 않게 만들어버린 너라는 걸 하나부터 열까지 모든 게 특별하지 너희가 심사걸음거리 말투와 사소한 작은 습관들까지 난 말했지 너무 작다 내가 영웅이 된 거라고 난 말했지 운명 따윈 전부터 내게 아니었다고 세계의 평화 너네 앉아서 그저 널 지켜봐 날
my baby 난 남자 하늘을 높이 날고 있어 그저 내가 내게 조금 더 날려줘 이제 여기 너무 높아 하늘을 널 맞추고 싶어 Yeah, you make it on me, you're a boy with love Oh my mind, oh my mind 네 high so fast 내 전부 함께 하고 싶어 Oh my mind, oh my mind 네 fly so fast 이제 조금은 나 알겠어 Love is nothing stronger You're my boy with love Love is nothing stronger
시간을 말하기에 나도 모르게 힘이 들어가기도 했어 높아버린 스카 커져버린 어깨로 도망치게 해달라며 기도했어 너의 상처는 나의 상처 깨달았을 때 나 다짐했던 건 네가 준 그 후세 나에게로 태양이 아닌 너에게로 Let me fly
Oh my life, oh my life You need all my life 내 전부 함께 하고 싶어 Oh my life, oh my life Something right 이제 조금은 더 알겠어 I want something stronger than a moment, love Something stronger than a boy with love
Tunay nga pong malaki ang papel na ginagampanan ng aktwal na karanasan sa pagtatrabaho upang maisakatuparan ang mga aral na natamo ng ating mga mag-aaral. The lesson learned and acquired from the four corners of the classroom are put to test and sharpened if used in the right workplace. Isang mapagpalang araw po sa ating lahat. Muli, ako po si Ginoong Ryan Christopher Reynado, ang inyong magiging guro ng palatuntunan. At ngayong araw nga po na to, ay ating gaganapin ang ikalawang araw ng Oplan Wishes, Work Immersion for Safe and Healthy Learning to Enhance Student Skills. At upang formal na simula ng ating programa, maghanda po tayo para sa pag-awit ng ating pambansang awit na isasagawa ni Ginoong Adolf Lester N. Venturina, na susundan ng isang taimtim na panalangin na pangungunahan ni Ginang Nerlinda S. Santos.
mga tawan, gayon din po sa aming mahal sa buhay. Maraming salamat po sa pagkakataong ito na bagamat ganito ang aming sitwasyon ay naituloy pa rin po ang Work Immersion Summit. Sana po ay pagkalooban ninyo ng karunungang nanggagaling sa inyo ang mga speaker upang lubos nilang maipaliwanag ang topic na na-assign sa kanila. At nawa din po ay bigyan niyo po ng eagerness na matuto ang bawat mag-aaral at magamit nila ang kanilang natutunan sa hinaharap. Ito po ang aming samo at dalangin sa ngalan ni Jesus na aming Panginoon. Amen.
Formal na simulan at sa punto pong ito, atin pong pakinggan ang isang bating panimula mula sa ating minamahal na Pangulong Guro 3, Ginang Rosario N. Castro.
Ako na mismo. Umaga. Naririnig po ba ako? Hello po. Alright.
Ma'am,
Okay. So, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Natutuwa ako na ako ay naging involved dito sa inyong work immersion at sa ating mga teachers, sana ay tayo ay naka-prepare na para sa ating mga sasabihin sa mga ituturo sa kanila, sa mga bata na ito na tayo lamang inaasahan ngayong pandemic na ito. Alam niyo naman kung ano na tayo ngayon, GCQ na. Kaya dapat ang lahat ay ingat-ingat lamang. Natutuwa din ako dahil sa senior high school ay napaka-dedicated ninyo sa inyong mga tungkulin. Bagamat pandemic, sobrang dami ng mga taong nagkakaroon na ng nahahawa na sa COVID-19, pero andyan pa rin kayo at gumagawa ng paraan para maituro sa mga bata ang tungkol sa tamang pagtatrabaho. No po. Sa mga kabataan naman, sana po ma-appreciate ninyo ang ginagawa na pagtitiyaga ng mga teachers at ang amin lamang pong gustong marinig sa inyo at gustong maipakita parang ito na po yung pinaka paraan ninyo para mapasalamatan kami ay yung maging mahusay kayo sa inyong mga pag-aaral. Itutok muna ang sarili sa pag-aaral, iwasan muna yung ibang mga bagay na hindi nararapat gawin ng isang kamukha natin ninyong senior high school. At hangad namin lahat ang inyong ikabubuti, pati na rin ang tagumpay ninyo sa inyong pag-aaral at sa inyong pagtatrabaho in the future. Maraming salamat at magandang umaga sa inyo lahat.
maraming salamat po, Ma'am Castro, sa mainit na pagbati. Sa punto pong ito ng ating palatuntunan, matutunghayan na natin ang ating mga tagapagsalita sa kani-kanilang pagbabahagi ng mga paksa. Una po sa kanila, ang pagtalakay ng paksang work ethics. Tanggapin po nating lahat, Ginang Leris Joy M. De Guzman.
So, good morning po sa ating lahat. Everyone can learn the right skills, but not everybody can have the right attitude. So ngayon, tatalakayin natin yung importance of developing a strong work ethic and how the work ethic you develop will impact your future as an employee. So the importance of developing a strong work ethic and how the work ethic you develop will impact your future as an employee. So ano nga ba yung work ethic? By definition, work ethic is a standard of conduct and values for job performance. Work ethics is more a character-based aspect of a person rather than intellectual. Hindi ito natututunan sa libro, kundi sa pagkakaroon ng disiplina at kagustuhang maging responsable. Masasabi nating ito ay nagsisimula sa tahanan, nahahasa sa paaralan, at natataya sa industriyang ating pagtatrabahuhan. So, what does an employer want and what are the traits of a winning employee? So here are the top 10 work ethics na i-discuss natin ngayon. So first is attendance, character, teamwork, appearance, attitude, productivity, organizational skills, communication, cooperation, and respect. So dun muna tayo sa attendance. We have that be on time and don't be absent. So sa panahon ngayon, kung i-relate natin siya since pandemic and GCQ tayo, siguro uugnay natin to sa mga gawain natin or yung mga schoolworks natin. Siguro pwede nating sabihin na attendance na rin yung paggawa at pagpapasa natin ng mga gawain na pinapagawa sa atin ng mga teachers natin on time. So in the future, kung sa work na pagtatrabahuhan ninyo, you must limit absences. Be at work every day possible. Plan your absences and don't abuse leave time. Hindi pwede na, ay, marami akong leave. Tinatamad ako pumasok. Hindi mo na ako papasok. Marami naman akong leave. Then come to work on time. Be punctual every day. Kapag nag-absent tayo sa work or kahit sa anong bagay na kailangan nating gawin, nagpapakita yon ng lack of responsibility and nahihinder nun yung productivity natin as a person. So next is character. So sa character, we have the saying that good character is more to be praised than outstanding talent. Sa alphabet natin, una yung A kesa sa B. Kasi mas una yung attitude kesa sa brain. Most talents are to an extent a gift. Good character, by contrast, is not given to us. We have to build it piece by piece, by thought, choice, courage, and determination. So under character, we have first, be honest. Honesty is the single most important factor having a direct bearing on the final success of an individual, corporation, or product. In every relationship, kailangan honest tayo. Hindi lang sa workplace or in the future, kahit nga minsan sa pagsasagot ng module, kailangan maging honest tayo sa sarili natin. Kailangan maging honest tayo sa sarili natin, wag nating pilitin yung sarili natin na natuto tayo at nakapagsagot tayo kahit hindi naman. Sabi nga, we must not aim for the good grades. Kailangan yung sarili natin matuto. So, kailangan maging honest din tayo sa sarili natin. And pwede natin yun magamit sa workplace natin. Next is be dependable. Complete assigned tasks correctly and promptly. Hindi yung may magawa lang tayo, kailangan tama yung gagawin natin. Next is be loyal. Speak positively about the company. Hindi yung kapag nakatalikod tayo, kunyari may nakita tayong mali dun sa company natin, then pag wala tayo dun, magsasabi tayo ng kung ano-anong negative about dun sa company. Then be willing to learn. Look to improve your skills. Hindi tayo dapat matakot magkamali kasi kasama yon sa process ng pagkatuto natin. So, kailangan magti-think tayo ng mga bagay na makakapag-improve sa sarili natin. Kasi pag na-improve natin yung sarili natin, parang makakatulong yon sa company din na papasukan natin. So, next is teamwork. Na-discuss to nung day 1, yung teamwork natin. So, working toward a goal requires cooperation and respect. Kung teamwork, be a team player. The ability to get along with others, including those you don't necessarily like. Kahit naman saang bagay, kahit sa online games na nilalaro natin, di ba? Kailangan may teamwork tayo. Kahit ayaw na ayaw mo dun sa kalaro mo, para manalo tayo dun sa game na yon, kailangan mo siyang pakisamahan. Or di ba sa ML, kahit ayaw mong mag-tank, pero S5 ka at kailangan mong mag-tank, mag-a-adjust ka. So, parang ganun siya. Next is leadership abilities. The ability to be led and or to become the leader. The ability to carry your own weight and help others who are struggling. Hindi yung, kasi leader ka, utos ka lang ng utos, pero hindi ka naman gumagawa. Di ba para maging good leader ka, kailangan mo ring maging good follower. And accept compromise. Recognize when to speak up with an idea and when to compromise by blend ideas together. Kailangan matuto ka rin tumanggap ng mga suggestion ng mga ka-group mo or ng mga ka-team mo. Next is appearance. So appearance, it is the dress appropriately. Dress for success, set your best foot forward, or yung personal hygiene natin. For example, di ba, sa yung mga HE, yung mga future na nagtatrabaho sa mga company na yan. Di ba kailangan kapag sa food industry tayo papasok, yung presentation natin is okay. Kasi food yun eh. Paano kapag nakita na lang, kunyari, yung naging chef tayo, tapos nakita nung mga kumakain doon sa dining area na yung chef is madumi siya, ganyan. Di ba parang hindi naman gaganahan yung mga tao na bumalik ulit doon sa restaurant ninyo. Then yung appearance, pwede kasi siyang, di ba, yung mga company yung mga manufacturing company, meron silang tinatawag na dress code. This can be a safety issue as well as a disregard for rules. Yung mga kailangan mong magsuot ng safety shoes, mga eye shield, para din yun sa safety natin. Remember that you are a representative of your company. How you dress and act can reflect on the company. So next is attitude. Positive thoughts generate positive feelings and attract positive life experiences. Have a good attitude, listen to suggestions, be positive. Kapag may nagsasuggest sa atin, kailangan nating maging open sa lahat ng suggestion. Hindi yung kung ano yung gusto mo, yun na yung palaging masusunod. Maging open din tayo sa pagtatama sa atin kasi itinatama tayo para ma-improve natin yung mga decisions at yung mga ginagawa natin. Accept responsibility for one's work. If you make a mistake, admit it. Hindi yung sa una, ikaw yung gumawa ng kasalanan kasi feeling mo magiging tama yon. Then kapag naging mali na yung result niya, isisisi mo na sa iba. If you make a mistake, admit it. So next is productivity. Do the work correctly, quality and timeliness are prized. So karamihan sa atin, ito yung kahinaan natin, procrastination pa more. So yan, quality and timeliness are prized. Hindi siguro dapat na lagi nating iniisip na, "Ay, marami pa akong panahon, marami pa akong time." Hanggang sa dumating na lang yung mga deadline na pinapagawa sa'tin, nagka-cram na tayo and wala pa tayong natatapos. Cooperation is the key to the productivity. 'Di ba nga, no man is an island. So, kailangan matuto tayong makipag-cooperate dun sa mga tao na nakapaligid sa'tin. Kasi hindi sa lahat ng bagay magaling tayo. Kailangan nating humingi ng tulong sa mga bagay na mahina din tayo. And kailangan nating i-improve yung sarili natin. Kasi kung hihingi tayo ng tulong sa kanila, may marami tayong matututunan na bagay. And may improve natin yung sarili natin. Help out whenever asked. Do extras without being asked. Hindi yung, ito lang yung gawain ko, ito lang yung gagawin ko. Nakikita na natin yung mga kasamahan natin na marami silang ginagawa, kailangan nila ng tulong natin, then hinihintay pa natin na mag-approach sila para tulungan natin sila. Hindi yung nag-o-overtime na yung mga kasamahan mo, pero ikaw uuwi ka kasi tapos na yung time mo. Parang pakikisama lang din siya. Take pride in your work. Do things the best you know how. So ito, feeling ko kadugtong siya nung pagpo-procrastinate natin. Kasi 'di ba, kapag limited na yung time and rush na yung ginagawa natin, hindi na natin magagawa yung best natin. Parang gagawin na lang natin kung ano yung makakaya natin sa time span na yon. Kapag nag-fail tayo to do task properly, sa mga company, 'di ba, kapagka nagkaroon tayo ng pagkakamali or mga errors, naaapektuhan kasi do'n yung mga products na ginagawa natin. So costly errors hurt business. And being lazy is a form of theft. Kapag tamad ka, parang binabayaran ka nung kumpanya pero wala kang ginagawa kasi tinatamad ka. Being careless also can lead to accidents or profit loss. Kapagka careless ka, syempre, or pag rush na rush yung ginagawa mo, hindi mo na alam kung ano yung ginagawa mo, hindi na kadalasan yung mga aksidente doon nangyayari. Next is organizational skills. Make an effort to improve. Learn ways to better yourself. So ayun, hindi pwede na go with the flow lang tayo palagi. Hindi pwede na dahil nandito na ako, ganito na lang ako at mag-i-stay ako dito. Kailangan matuto tayo ng mga bagay-bagay para ma-improve yung sarili natin. Time management. Utilize time and resources to get the most out of both. Next is communication. Written communications, being able to correctly write reports and memos. And then verbal communications is being able to communicate one-on-one or to a group. So, failure to communicate, written and or verbal, unable to properly express one's thoughts and ideas, unable to interpret instructions and directions. 'Di ba kapag hindi mo masabi kapag hindi ka able na makipag-communicate sa iba, parang hirap na hirap kang sabihin kung ano yung gusto mong sabihin and doon nagkakaroon ng misunderstanding. Next is cooperation. Follow company rules and policies. Learn and follow expectations. Get along with coworkers. Cooperation is the key to productivity. Appreciate privileges and don't abuse them. Privileges are favors and not benefits. So yung mga privileges na binibigay sa atin, hindi dapat natin silang abusuhin. Hindi porket binibigyan ka ng mga bagay-bagay na nagiging positive yung sa'yo or ikaw yung nakikinabang, hindi dapat natin silang abusuhin. Not getting along with others or coworkers, boss or customers, or failing to follow rules and policies. Not following instructions or doing your own thing. Iyon yung mga bagay na hindi mo dapat gawin. Next is respect. Work hard. Work to the best of your ability. Carry out orders. Do what's asked the first time. show respect, accept and acknowledge an individual's talents and knowledge. Kahit maliit na bagay na ginawa sa'yo, kailangan mong respetuhin yon. Kung ano yung nakaya nung isang tao na ibigay sa'yo, show respect. Wag yung, di ba minsan na-offend tayo kapag sinasabi, ay, ito lang, ay, iyon lang yung gawa mo. So, yan. Accept and acknowledge an individual's talents and knowledge kasi kahit gaano pa siya kaliit, sure na nag-effort yung tao para doon sa bagay na yon. And carry out orders. Do what's asked the first time. Hindi yung ilang beses na yung sinabi sa'yo, hindi mo pa rin ginagawa. So, yun. So, with that, yung work ethics, kung gagawin natin siyang pagkain, para siyang appetizer. Siya yung unang makikita at matitikman, yung unang makikilatis at unang mahuhusgahan ng mga employer. Kumbaga, yung credentials or yung grades nyo, yung mga educational background na ma-achieve ninyo, yun yung course, yung main course at dessert. So, 'di ba kung titignan natin yung analogy, kahit anong sarap ng main course at dessert mo, kung hindi naman naging maganda yung lasa ng appetizer, 'di ba sa una pa lang mawawalan na ng gana yung kakain. So, parang mawawalan na din ng gana yung boss mo kapag nakita yung attitude mo. So, kahit anong ganda ng pinagtapusan mong eskwelahan, kahit gaano kataas yung mga grades na nakukuha mo sa inyong mga TOR, kahit anong dami ng parangal mo or medals mo, kahit anong talino mo, kung wala kang work ethics, mababaliwala lahat yon. So, this concludes my topic. And again, I am Ma'am Lerish Joy de Guzman, reminding all of you to serve the best appetizer to your future employers. Thank you.
Maraming salamat, Ma'am Leris Joy M. de Guzman. At para po sa ating reflection question, number 1, para sa paksang work ethics. How do you think work ethics contributes in the success of an organization or institution? I repeat, number 1, how work ethics contributes in the success of an organization or institution? Number 2, how can you apply ethics in your endeavor as a senior high school student? Number 2, how can you apply ethics in your endeavor as a student, as SHS student? Upang sundan ang ating palatuntunan, ating tagapagsalita ay magbibigay daan upang talakayin ang isa sa mga importanteng paksa hinggil sa ating programa. Work Immersion in the midst of pandemic. Bigyan po natin ng masigabong palakpakan Ginang Solomita S. Dicho.
Good morning po.
Good morning po, ma'am.
Okay naman po, sir, ang sounds.
Okay
Okay,
po.
good morning everyone. Sa ating mga senior high school teachers at si Ma'am Castro, pati si Ma'am Janet, at lalo na ang ating mga senior high school student, especially grade 12, no? Mga anak, alam kong hindi nyo naranasan sa ngayon yung mga naranasan ng mga previous grade 12 student, dahil para sa amin, hindi lang sa mga estudyante, ang Work Immersion Summit ay talagang pinaghahandaan namin. Mahabang preparasyon ang ginagawa namin para maibahagi sa mga estudyanteng kamukha ninyo ang mga dapat aralin bago kayo sana pumasok sa organization na dati ay papasukan ng mga estudyante, pero ngayon ay iba ang ating sitwasyon. So, Sir Ian, yan. So, ano nga ba? Paano nga ba ang workplace immersion during pandemic or amidst a pandemic? Isang malaking question, saan natin, paano ba natin gagawin ang work immersion? Marami sa inyo nakikita yung mga nagdaang taon kung paano natin gawin itong Work Immersion Summit. At alam ko sa inyong senior high school, grade 12, ay ito ay masyado kayo, ay excited kayo. No? So, next po, Sir Ian. Ayan. Dati, ang ating Work Immersion Summit ay sa school, lahat tayo ay face-to-face, pero ngayon, ito, nagkakandak tayo ng pre-immersion orientation via online. So, ito yung una nating dapat gawin at nag-start na tayo dito kahapon. So, 2 days lang yung ating Work Immersion Summit sa ngayon dahil nga there is a pandemic. So, for academic track, the following suggested activities are provided. Para sa ABM, paano nga ba mag-work immersion ang mga ABM? Dati, sila nag-work immersion ng mga ABM sa different companies na partner industry din natin. So, nandiyan ang ating Municipality of San Rafael, meron tayong mga banks. So, na-experience talaga nila kung paano ang setting ng isang opisina at paano magtrabaho sa isang opisina. Pero ngayon, ang gagawin ng mga ABM ay drafting a business proposal, employing the different analysis tools like SWOT, and appropriate in the current condition of their locality. So, doon sa inyong subject na entrepreneurship, noong nakaraang semester, nag-start na kayo doon na gumawa ng business plan. So, iyon yung ating itutuloy ngayon. Na-discuss na din doon sa inyong mga subject dati, yung SWOT. Sir Ian. Balik po. Sige. So, at dapat yung ating business proposal ay appropriate sa kondisyon ng inyong mga locality ngayon. So, sa napag-usapan namin ng mamalyari sa ABM, you will be grouped according to your barangays. So, mai-apply nyo pa rin ang inyong work ethics, ang mga na-discuss dito sa ating summit, i-apply ninyo doon. Pati na ang confidentiality, kailangan kasama lahat ng i-discuss na dito sa topic natin ay napaka-importante. Paano naman po ang STEM? Nung mga nakaraang taon, ang STEM merong nag-immersion sa engineering department, kasi yung mga gustong mag-engineering, doon sila dinadala. Merong nag-immersion sa mga clinic kasi yung mga gustong mag-nurse, mag-doctor, para ma-experience nila yung setting or yung paano nga ba, ano ba ang ginagawa ng isang nurse o ng isang doktor. So ngayon, ang STEM, ang gagawin ay capstone project may be done by senior high school learners under the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics or STEM. Yan, ang daming tanong, ano ba yung kanilang gagawin? So the following guidelines shall be observed. The senior high school learner may have the option to choose the topic related to his or her specialization. So, ang alam ko, yung ginawa ninyo sa research ay itutuloy ninyo at pwede namang bagong topic na related sa gusto nyong specialization. Ako, marami tayong makikitang mga new product or item or bagong innovation dito sa mga estudyante natin ng STEM. Okay, the senior high school learner is encouraged to relate the project to home or community issues and to integrate this to outside of school learning experiences. So, ina-encourage kayo na kung ano sana yung mga pangangailangan sa inyong bahay o sa ating bahay, sa community, ang inyong gawin. No, yun yung i-develop ninyo. Halimbawa, sa ngayon, sa pandemic na to, ano ba yung new product na naiisip ng mga STEM na to, ng mga future scientists natin, future engineers natin, at future doctors natin. So, kung ano yung saang linya kayo na sa palagay nyo ay kailangan sa bahay yung ganito para makaiwas kami sa COVID or para maggamot ang COVID, pwede ninyong i-develop yon. The project should encourage learner to think critically, solve challenging problems, and develop skills that will prepare them for college work and adult life. Sabi ko nga kanina, so magdi-develop kayo ng new product, kaya siyempre talagang you have to think critically at makasolve kayo ng mga challenging problems. Malay nyo, isa sa inyo makadevelop ng gamot para dito sa ating sakit na nakakahawa na ito, no? So sana meron sa inyo na gustong maging pharmacist, 'di ba? Sa gamot 'yon. So pwede kayong mag-develop ng mga ganon. For technical, vocational, and livelihood naman natin or sa TBE, we have home economics, shielded metal arts welding or DESMAW, and yung ating electricity. So sila ay home-based. The learners shall perform their activities at home but will be monitored regularly by the senior high school teacher. This scheme is applicable only for learners with available materials, tools, or devices that can be used to demonstrate their competencies. Guided by the learning competencies, the teacher and learners need to select the activities to be performed. So kayong mga TVL ay home-based. Paano po ma'am? Saan po kami magwe-welding? Sabi dito, applicable lang daw kung mayroong materials or tools na gagamitin. Inuna ko na yung SMAW kasi hindi naman kayo lahat ng ating nasa SMAW ay may welding machine, which is yan yung pinaka-kailangan ninyo para maipakita yung inyong mga natutunan, no? Para makaabot kayo dun sa competencies ninyo. Ang ayon sa aming mga napag-usapan, puwedeng ipahiram, pakitama po ako. Pagka mali ay ipapaliwanag na lang sa inyo ng inyong teacher sa SMAW. Kasi alam ko si Sir Jonathan Sulit, ang may hawak ng SMAW. So, pwedeng mapahiram sa inyo yung welding machine at idadalin sa inyo or sa, halimbawa may magpapa-welding. Ako, halimbawa sa may bahay ko, malapit lang naman kami sa school, pwedeng dalin ninyo ni Sir Sulit kasama yung learner para kung ano yung ipapagawa ko, ay doon ninyo gagawin. So, guided kayo ng inyong teachers, no? Hindi kayo po pwedeng lumabas or gumamit ng machine nang hindi nyo siya kasama. Kasi yung mga sa cookery natin alam ko lahat kayo sa bahay meron naman kayong kalan, meron kayong kasirola, meron kayong mga kawali na pwedeng paglutuan. So, pwede nang yun yung gamitin nyo. At ang electricity naman natin ay meron naman kayong mga plais, yung cutter. So, pwede kayong mag-train sa bahay na hindi nyo na kailangang magdala pa ng maraming gamit ang ating Sir Ryan. So, ganun din, katulad din sa SMAW, halimbawa, dito sa bahay ko, meron akong papagawa sa inyo na extension or magpapalinya ng kuryente, pwede kayong samahan ng Sir Ryan. Kailangan lang kasama lagi yung inyong teacher para ma-proteksyonan kayo at ma-guide kayo. Kasi hindi po pwedeng puro sa bahay nyo lang yung gagawin. Hindi pwedeng puro sa bahay nyo lang yung weweldingin. So, yun yung para sa ating home base. No? Yung mga TBL natin, napaka-excited pa naman ninyo dahil ng mga nagdaang panahon, ang mga TBL student natin talagang kung saan-saan nakakarating at ang ganda ng mga experiences nila. Nung mga nagdaang taon, very good lahat ng ating mga batang nag-work immersion. Sa natatandaan ko doon sa cookery, sa food, parang tuwan-tuwa yung yung pinagdalan sa kanila na company sa Baliwag dahil ang gagaling daw ng bata natin. Yung dinala sa greenery, tuwang-tuwa yung mga tao doon. Mayroon dong isang bata na hindi namin i-expect, pero pagdating pala niya sa work immersion, siya yung nagpakita ng the best niya. Sana kahit kayo ay home base, ipakita nyo pa rin yung the best ninyo. Wala man kayo sa office setting, sa restaurant, sa resort, or sa anumang company na pagdadalan sa inyo, ipakita nyo pa din yung the best ninyo. I hope na ipaliwanag ko, kung hindi man, tutuloy na ng inyong immersion teacher yung pagpapaliwanag. About sa grading system, iniintay pa namin yung memo kung paano kayo bibigyan ng grade. Pero for sure na kasama sa grading ninyo ang inyong portfolio. Sir Ian, meron pa po ba? Yan po. So, thank you so much. Ma'am Sol po, dito sa inyong lahat. Thank you. At si Ma'am Sol, thank you.
Salamat po, Ma'am Sol. Upang magbigay ng isang pampasiglang bilang, amin po ibigay sa inyo ang mga talentadong mag-aaral ng San Rafael National Trade School. Let us all give our applauses to Andre Miguel, Alisa Sakilayan, Cynthia Marie Adriano, Kenneth Fernandez, and Eliza Marie Ilet.
Swing my way, put that ass all in my face, round and round above my head. Swing that ass like a chandelier. Baby, you've been on that pole too long. I'm tryna crit neck on her big neck. My nigga selling crit neck for the sit neck. And I got a big neck for the chit chat. Kids a drop out. Drop it on my car. So I had to let me feel your eyes. They all over me. Don't be shy. Take control of me. It's the vibe. It's gonna be lit tonight. No lie. Grave faz tu. 1, 2, 3. Think I got you pinned. Don't tap out. Fight into the end. She said, look, my no hands and no dollar.
Estamos locos todos, todos, todos. Que aquí estamos locos todos, todos, todos. Que aquí estamos locos todos, todos, todos. Tira para paso, paso, paso. Levanta la mano, mueve los pies.
This my shit. All the girls stop your feet like this.
Drop the bass, main and bass get lower. Radio say speed it up, I just go slow. I like trouble, pumping on the music. The man ain't ever seen a booty like this. And why you think you keep my name rolling up?
That's a good setup.
Bang 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 bang.
That's a good setup.
I will give you my heart, give you body, do anything for you. Sacrifice my life to be your wife. I'm gonna be there for you. But if you break my heart, I go dead to your father. You gonna be my son, you go call me your mother.
Maraming salamat sa ating mga naggagalingang mga mag-aaral ng San Rafael National Trade School. At upang ibahagi ang kanyang kaalaman tungkol sa paksang Appreciating the Importance of Credentials, atin pong pakinggan at palakpakan Senior High School Subject Group Head, Ginang Michelle Quiason.
Good morning po. Good morning sa lahat. Sa atin pong butihing principal, kay Ma'am Janet, ganun din po sa ating mga head teachers, Ma'am Castro, Ma'am Ross, and Sir Gimbaw Libot. So good morning po. Same thing din po sa ating fellow teachers from the Senior High School Department at sa lahat ng grade 12 students na nanonood ngayon. So at this point in time, Sir Ryan, clear po ba?
Opo, ma'am, clear po.
Clear po ba, sir?
Opo, malinaw po, ma'am.
Ayan po. So, for our topic at this point, so appreciating the importance of credentials. So, ito yung objectives ng ating topic for this time. Next po, Sir Ian. The first one, recognize the importance of filling out forms and writing a good curriculum vitae, or vitae rather, and then / resume. Second one, identify your own skills and personal qualities. Since this topic will ask you to have your own output later, so ito yung isa sa mga highlight ng topic na to, which is to identify your own skills and personal qualities, which you will have to write in your own CV and resume later. And then last one, ayun nga, write your own CV or resume. So you will have no reflections from this topic, but then rather you will have to create your output. So first thing, ano ba ang credential? So in the context of your subject, work immersion, business simulation, and capstone project, so when it comes to credential, so it may pertain to two things. So first one can mean educational or educational qualification, and then the second one can mean occupational qualification. So in the context of our topic, of your subject, so we will deal with curriculum vitae or resume as educational qualification. So before we proceed with the two things that you will have to create, so general rule lang in filling out forms. So sabi nga in the previous day and previous topics from your resource speakers, so since we are into the pandemic time, so we were limited into this kind of delivering you the pre-work immersion summit. So kung in case na face-to-face ito, lahat ng grade 12 students ay required na magkaroon ng forms na kung saan kinakailangan yun or requisite para magawa nila yung portfolio nila. So part of this would be forms na galing sa barangay or barangay clearance, ano pa ba? Forms na manggagaling sa mga intended partner industries nyo or forms na pwede ding manggagaling sa school. So generally, when you will have to fill out forms, first rule syempre, you really have to read carefully the instructions indicated per part of the form. And then aside from that, of course, aside from reading it carefully, it's important to follow the indicated instructions kasi may mga forms halimbawa, ilalagay doon, when it's intended to fill out that part, halimbawa, yung nire-require sa inyo sa part na yun ay yung sex ninyo. So, it's either male or female. So, we have the tendency na i-check yung box for us to indicate kung ano yung gender natin or yung sex natin. Pero dun pala sa instruction, dapat ay cross out. So that's why, that's one thing na kailangan you have to read carefully and follow the instruction indicated. Alam ko naman na at this point, lahat ng grade 12 students ay nagtatry ng mag-apply for their college education. And so, alam kong marami na kayong forms na na-fill out since madami na din kayong schools na na-applyan. So, kumbaga ito, review lang naman ito sa inyo since alam kong alam nyo na kung paano yung ginagawa sa mga forms. Pero just a reminder, ayun nga, read and follow the indicated instructions or directions. And then, second one, indicate correct and accurate information. So, syempre, we have to stick to this one. For instance, sa phone number. So, kailangan na yung indicate natin when it comes to contact details, yung reachable ng mga pinag-applyan natin or yung employers or yung schools na ina-applyan natin. So, we never have to indicate numbers na kung saan number na naka-insert or SIM card na naka-insert sa phone ni tita, ni tito, or yung girlfriend or yung boyfriend. Kasi may mga ganong cases last year when we had our pre-work immersion summit sa contact details when they had their job interview. So pagka tinanong ito ba yung number mo? Sabi niya, hindi po ma'am, gamit lang ako or hingi lang po ako ng number since hindi po ako gumagamit ng phone. So yung mga ganong bagay ba? So it's important na pagka nag-fill out kayo ng forms, information should be really directed for you, sa sarili mo. So hindi mo indicate yung ibang info from other persons. And then next one, review responses. So before you submit, before you give back the form, it's important that you have to review your responses. So in this way, mache-check mo siya. Kung halimbawa may na-miss kang part, kung may na-overlook ka, or at times, halimbawa, nakalimutan mong pirmahan kung ano dapat yung pirmahan, and so on. So it's important to keep or to review your responses. Same thing, you have to proofread. Yung halimbawa, mga spelling, mga punctuation marks, halimbawa, or anything that you have to proofread. And then, of course, keep form tidy. So, binigay sa'yo yung form na malinis, walang free from dirts, and so on. So, kailangan mo ding ibalik yung form na tidy and clean as much as possible. So, since ito ay reflection ng personality mo, reflection ng pagkatao mo, so, it's important na whatever you have to show, you have to make sure na yun ay reflection ng pagkatao mo. So since it's important na it's a way for you to sell out your personality. Para kumbaga makuha ng employer or ni sir or ni ma'am yung purpose mo dun sa form mismo, or sabi nga first impression last. Okay, so we now move here. So what's the difference between curriculum vitae and resume? So in terms of length, when we speak of curriculum vitae, this is a more detailed synopsis of information about you. So that's why sabi dyan, it takes 3 to 4 pages for you to have curriculum vitae, opposite to resume, which could only contain or which could only consume 1 to 2 pages. So again, curriculum vitae is a detailed synopsis of information about you. That's with the length. And then content, curriculum vitae is more specific. And then compared to resume, summary lang siya. So that's why dun nga sa length, mas mahaba si curriculum vitae. And then for the purpose, curriculum vitae is detailed, and then it aims to give information about your educational qualification, while for resume, it aims to provide occupational qualification. So since it's intended to be used for employment or interview. So yun. So halimbawa, you will have to write your research capstone for the STEM. So ang gagamitin nyo ay curriculum vitae as part of the appendix ng capstone project nyo or yung output nyo mismo sa research. And then for, same thing with business simulation din sa mga ABM students. So part of the attachment later would be the curriculum vitae. And then for the TVL students naman, ang kanilang attachment would be the resume. So since ang nature ng strand nyo or ng track nyo ay into technical world or more on skills, and so ang nature niya ay more on employment. So I hope you get the two differences of the curriculum vitae and resume. Then we proceed with writing a resume. So yan. So sa word cloud dyan, you can see awards, skills, abilities, positions, contact information, references, objective, education, activities, and then experience. So that's the those are the words that would wrap up what resume should include. So first part ng resume nyo ay yung objectives. So sabi dyan, the more specific you can be with an objective, the better. So one size fits all approach will not impress potential employers. So take note of this one, that when you will have to write your resume, you have to specify your objectives. So hindi pwedeng general. Why? If you aim to acquire a job for an employment, mahirap naman na yung employer pa ang mag-guess or manghuhula kung ano yung position na gusto mo or ano yung position na dapat para sa'yo. So, dapat, ikaw mismo sarili mo, you have to spell out in detail, dun sa objectives mo pa lang, yung gusto mong position or yung purpose mo in applying for the job. And then next one, so in second part na to, so first one again, objective, second part, personal information. So include appropriate and correct information, include contact number which is reliable and serviceable. So first one, sabi dyan, appropriate and correct information. Sabi ko kanina, you have to indicate accurate information. So since this is more of the things na tungkol sa'yo. So name mo, date of birth, place of birth, address, gender mo or sex mo, contact information, ano pa ba? Religion, and so it's expected na ibigay mo or ilagay mo yung kung ano yung totoo. And then, ito, pinaka-mahalaga to. For contact references, for contact number, contact details, kailangan yung ibigay kung ano yung totoo, kung ano yung ginagamit nyo. So, anytime na gusto kayong i-follow up, gusto kayong kontakin nung pinagpasahan nyo nung resume, ma-reach nila kayo. And malay nyo, pagka halimbawa naka-off or hindi pala yun yung gamit mo, ikaw yung tatawagan for recruitment, so you will miss the chance na ma-employ ka and so on. So that's why it's important na ibigay nyo yung active and serviceable or reliable contact information. You may also opt to provide 2 to 3, pwede rin yun. Hindi lang kayo mag-stick sa isang contact number. You may provide 2 to 3 and pwede nyo ding ibigay yung email ninyo, yung active email address ninyo. The next part, yan, education. So, begin with the most recent information backward. So, sa paglalagay ng information about your education, so since you are senior high school, so yun yung mauuna dun sa education. So, halimbawa, naka-bullet form siya, ang unahin nyo ay yung senior high school and then junior high school down to LM and then prep. So, yun. Hindi pwede na opposite or mag-start kayo from prep, LM, junior high school, senior high school. So, you have to start with the recent. Pababa siya. And then next part, yes, yung seminar. So, since ito yung latest, I believe ito yung latest na meron kayo, so in your resume, this should also be reflected as the first seminar or training na naka-indicate dun sa resume ninyo. So, same thing with education. You have to start with the most recent one. Then, pababa hanggang dun sa seminar or training nyo na na-attendan, kung halimbawa, nung kayo ay grade 7, grade 8, and so on. So, bakit sa tingin nyo kailangan na you have to begin with the most recent one? So, what do you think is the importance of this one? Bakit hindi pabaliktad or hindi siya reverse? So, bakit latest? You may comment down below. Yung makakapag-comment ng tamang sagot, may bonus point. So, bakit sa tingin nyo recent one yung kailangan yung indicate sa seminar and same thing with the education? So, we begin with the recent one since ito yung latest, ito yung present time. And so, it's but normal na yun yung ipapresent nyo sa mga employers or sa okay po, sir. Sige. Ito yung ipapresent nyo sa resume ninyo. So, since it's the present time. And then, next one. So, after the seminar, you have to indicate your achievement or achievements. This may include recognition, academic recognition, inside and outside the school. And then, tatanong nyo, ma'am, how are we going to indicate the achievements that we have? Is it the same thing with the seminar or education or paano po ba? Sabi dyan, decide on what is the most impressive one. So kung sa tingin mo, halimbawa, ikaw ay nanalo internationally, ikaw ay nabigyan ng credit internationally, so you may start with that. And then, you may proceed with the ladder part or ladder ranking of your achievements. So you may begin with international achievements, national, regional, division, and then school-based. Tapos tatanungin nyo, ma'am, paano po kung lahat ay school-based? So you may refer kung halimbawa, yung contest na sinalihan nyo ay first place ka ba, second place ka ba, third place, or with citation. So, pwede rin yun. Pero for those na school-based, kung ako sa inyo, pwede nyo rin unahin yung academic award. So, since yun talaga yung kumbaga highlight ng achievement nyo bilang mga students pa lang. So, you may begin with that. And the next one, Yan. So, aside from those, this could also be part of your achievement. So, school certificate, certification earned in career technical education course, or yung mga may NC2 dyan, NC1 holder, NC2, NC3, and so on. Pwede nyo ding ilagay yan as achievement. And then, part of the achievement would also be volunteer or community recognition, or kung halimbawa nabigyan kayo ng certificate nung kayo ay nag-participate sa blood donation sa Red Cross, 'di ba? Alam ko madami sa inyo niyan last year, so pwede rin 'yun. Community volunteerism sa church nyo and so on. So those are part. Basta you don't take note of this one. Hindi nyo naman kailangang i-detail by detail. Ay, kumbaga yung summary lang. Kung halimbawa madami talaga yung achievements nyo, you just have to pick the most important one or the most impressive ones. And then, next part of your resume is the skill or the skills. Include the ones which are relevant. Take note of this one. Ilang years na kami nagkakandak ng pre-work immersion summit, and part of it is the job interview. Kung natatandaan nyo last year, ito yung mga naka-corporate attire yung ating mga grade 12 students. And then may mga interviewees which is composed of yung faculty natin and then yung mga staff natin. So, lagi ito napapansin ko pagka during the interview while they are having their resume. Ang napansin ko lang, halimbawa, STEM siya. Kung ano-anong mga skills which are irrelevant, naka-indicate doon. Siguro ang skill yun, we will never question that since sa tingin mo yun yung skill. Pero kung halimbawa, mag-a-apply ka for instance sa bank, diba? Dun sa pinaka front desk sa bank, since you are ABM, halimbawa lang and then sa skill mo nakalagay doon playing guitar, baking, ano pa ba, playing volleyball. Skills yun, tama, pero is it related doon sa ina-applyan mong job or position? Di ba hindi naman? So, kumbaga, you have to weigh in also dun sa skill na relevant dun sa ina-applyan mo. Hindi yung makapaglagay ka lang ba ng skill. Kasi madami na tong cases nung nakaraan. Ayun nga, nakalagay dun, mag-a-apply sila as yung encoder, ganun. So, syempre, dapat ang skill doon ay ICT-related skills. Pero ang nakalagay ay playing guitar. Ano pa ba yung nakalagay? Swimming. And so on. So, take note of this one. Make it relevant. So, it's one way na ma-impress sa inyo yung potential employer or kung sino man yung babasa ng resume nyo. Yan. So, next one. Last part of your resume is the character reference. Ito yung contact details or ito yung mga tao na kung saan pwedeng kontakin ni potential employer or ng teacher nyo or kung sino man na hahawak ng resume nyo, characters or persons na pwede nilang tawagan, kontakin to confirm yung accuracy of the information that you have indicated in your resume. Or ito yung mga taong pwede kayong i-recommend. And so, when you have to consider these persons, first rule of the thumb, get permission from the individuals you plan to use as a reference. And it's one way for you to be able to inform them na kukunin mo sila as character reference para pagka tinawagan sila, alam nila yung sasagot nila and alam nila na it's for recommendation purposes. So, yun. Another one, avoid using family members. So, bawal, I think, until third degree na relationship within the family. So, syempre, pagka family kasi yung consider mo as character reference, all praises, all positive recommendations ang bibigay nila sa'yo. So, that's why family members are a big no-no sa pag-indicate pagka-character reference. Pwede dito, mga previous advisors nyo, the school principal, yung ating guidance counselor, yung ating registrar, si Ma'am Weng, and so on. And then, You just have to make sure na magpapaalam kayo sa kanila, inform nyo sila na i-consider nyo sila as character reference. And then, basically, 2 to 3 persons ang kailangan pagka-character reference. So, yun yung bilang. And then, you don't have to weigh here kung sino yung una mong ipapresent, isusulat, and so on. Basta, tatlo yun, and it's outside of your family circle, pwede na yun. So, I hope writing resume, the discussion have given you clear thoughts about it. I'm sure naman this is just a review since, di ba nung nakaraan when you had your reading and writing skills, this was taught to you by your subject teachers. Kumbaga ito yung, ang alam ko, ito yung pinaka-highlight. Ito yung highlight ng subject nyo. It's the culminating activity output of your subject reading and writing skills. So, review lang ito. And the next one is the curriculum vitae, or in other language, it's pronounced as curriculum vitae. So, what's the difference of this one to the resume? Sabi ko nga, same lang sila halos ng part. Yun nga lang, this is more detailed as compared to resume. So, detailed synopsis siya. So, this is, next one po, Sir Ian. So, I will no longer specify each since halos same thing lang nga din sila ng resume. So, I'll just have to give you the overview of the parts ng ating curriculum vitae. Basta, tandaan nyo lang, this is more specific. Ang pinagkaiba lang pala, meron siyang language skills as part of the personal information about you. So, you may include here yung kung ano yung mga lengguaheng kaya mong gamitin. Pwede rito Filipino or Tagalog, then Ilocano, and so on and so forth. Sabi nyo, ma'am, di po ba dialect yun? Those still are considered language. So, nagiging dialect lang siya. Halimbawa, ang Ilocano ng Vigan or Ilocos at Ilocano ng Tarlac, magkaiba. So, nagkakaroon ng variation. So, doon siya nagiging dialect. Pero in general, Ilocano is considered language. Same thing with Tagalog. Ang Tagalog ng Maynila, Tagalog ng Bulacan, Tagalog ng Nueva Ecija, may variations. And so, dun pumapasok yung thought ng dialect. Pero, as general, again, language siya. So, yan. So, first one, of course, yung contact details. Same thing dun sa resume. And then, experience. Experience here, ang experience na tinutukoy dito, aside from the education part, kung halimbawa, nagkaroon kayo ng mga work outside your education. Halimbawa, nag-assist kayo sa ganito or sideline. O yung mga ganun ba. So, those may be included sa curriculum vitae. And then graduation or education. So, dito sa curriculum vitae, nilalagay yung year of graduation, yung inclusive days kung kailan nyo tinake yung elementary education or primary, secondary, and then yung sa senior high school. Doon sa resume, wala siyang inclusive date. Lalagay nyo lang kung ano yung school. And then, dito sa curriculum vitae, lalagay nyo yung level and then inclusive date. Halimbawa, from 2010 to 2014. So, yun yung tinatawag na inclusive dates. And then qualifications, same thing, this would pertain to the certificates that you have, yung awards nyo, yung achievements nyo, and so on. Contest na sinalihan, yun, part yun. Then, skills, same thing dun sa resume, and then character references, ayun nga, yung mga taong pwedeng mag-recommend sa inyo, and then volunteer work. Dun sa resume kanina, part siya ng achievement. Dito naman sa curriculum vitae, volunteer work is another part. So, since educational qualification to, it could mean sa mga universities or college na makikita nila yung mga extracurricular activities that you could do outside your curriculum. So, yan yung importance ng volunteer work as one part of curriculum vitae. So, it will show your extracurricular skills, kung ano yung mga kaya mong gawin while doing your studies. So yun lang. So I hope that you were able to get things from the discussion. We will show you sample of resume and curriculum vitae. It will also be the format na gagamitin nyo sa inyong output. So sabi ko nga, this topic will no longer require you to have your reflection or answer reflective questions, but then magkakaroon kayo ng output. So you will have to write your own curriculum vitae or resume for the TVL students, and then submit your output to your subject teacher. Kung halimbawa sa work immersion, business simulation, or capstone project. So yan yung halimbawa ng resume as seen sa screen. This will be used by the TVL students. So later on, ibibigay ko na lang ito sa mga work immersion teachers sa TVL. So you just have to follow yung parts and then be guided na lang dun sa ating format which will be shown mamaya after this one. So yan yung parts ng inyong resume. So kumbaga i-edit nyo na lang ito. Don't worry, i-edit nyo na lang ito. And then, yan. So you just have to edit in a sense na it will be relevant to your situation or to your work immersion in this time of pandemic nga. Just make sure mga anak na pagka in-edit nyo, you will have to review. Kasi last year din may mga cases na kung saan copy-paste from their classmates, babae yung gumamit, then lalaki yung nanghiram, she pa rin yung gamit niya, or female pa rin yung na-check na ilalagay niya as gender or sex. So be careful lang kung halimbawa mag-share kayo ng files with your classmates, go over yung mga details na nilalagay nyo. Kasi nga, we have that tendency na, okay na to, na-edit naman na to, or nagamit na to ni classmate. So don't be relaxed at that part. So kailangan maging ano ka din, keen ka din sa mga information na ilalagay mo. Ito naman yung sample ng curriculum vitae. Ito, if you were able to see a sample of curriculum vitae, ito yung tinatawag nilang modern format of curriculum vitae. So, dyan, yung name nyo, and then yung yellow box dyan, that's where you are supposed to have your picture. Yan yung yellow box. And then, sa baba, yan na, yung contact information, and then language skills, or language. Then, sa kabilang side, ayan na yung ibang parts, yung recognition, education, skills, and so on. Yan. Reminder lang mga anak, hindi pwede na to. In making resume and curriculum vitae, hindi pwede yung uubra na yan, pwede na yan. Doon sa pictures na kailangan nyong ilagay, hindi po pwede yung wacky or yung naka-peace sign or whatever. It should be formal. Alam ko naman na alam nyo to, pero may mga makakulit kasi talagang bata na, ma'am, pwede na po yan. Yan lang po yung nakayanan ko. Pero, in the real world kasi, kung halimbawa, kayo ay mag-apply na for a job, hindi nyo pwedeng sabihin yun sa mga potential employers nyo, mapastem ka man, ABM, and so on. Hindi nyo pwedeng sabihin yun, na ma'am, yan lang po yung nakayanan ko, or ma'am, pwede na po yan lang po kasi yung budget ko. Kailangan you have to stick with the standard rule of doing resume or curriculum vitae. Be formal dun sa form mo or credential mo. So since sabi nga, it's an occupational qualification or academic qualification or educational qualification, so be formal. So kailangan dun sa pictures nyo, it may be 2x2 ID. Basta wag lang yung mga anak, yun nga, yung nakawaki and so on. Pwedeng hindi kailangan ng yung edited ba na naka-quote. Basta 2x2, formal yung damit, or it may be white yung damit. Basta 2x2 na we can call it as formal picture. Hindi yung 2x2 pero waki yung itsura nyo doon. So please refrain from doing that. And then, ayun nga, yung output nyo, write your own CV or resume, submit to your teacher. Stick with the rule. Yung format ng output, eto. Yan, short bond paper, wag pong ipilit na handwritten. Wala pa po tayong nakikitang resume or curriculum vitae na handwritten, chinagani, student or nung tao. Sabi ko nga, this is a formal document credential. And so, alam ko naman na you have the means, you are creative, resourceful enough to come up with your output. And anyway, magiging part na ng portfolio nyo and ng business simulation output and capstone project output nyo. So, printed po talaga siya. Yon. And then font size, 12. Font style, Times New Roman. And then margin ay 1 inch. 1 sa top, 1 sa bottom, 1 sa right, and then 1 sa left. So, yun. Sa submission na to, depende na lang sa mga subject teachers nyo kung kailan ipapasubmit. Pero sa ating STEM, with Sir Ian, ano natin siya until Friday in PDF form. Ituturo ko na lang sa inyo kung paano mag-PDF form sa ating GC or I'll give you screenshots na lang kung paano nyo isa-save as PDF format. So, yun, I hope this topic have made you more knowledgeable about writing curriculum vitae and resume. Sabi ko nga, review lang naman to, pero sana it reminded you of the discussions that you had with your subject teacher last year with your reading and writing skills. So yun lang, thank you at keep safe sa lahat. Tandaan natin na bawal nga lumabas. Make things be clear sa inyong lahat. Be guided with all the health protocols na meron tayo para iwas COVID. So, thank you and God bless. See you when we see you.
Yun, po, Ma'am Mitch. And for the last talk of today's program, to share his insight, crucial topic, job interview skills, student, a round of applause, Mr. Leandro Ian B. Santiago.
Hello sir, rinig ba ako sir?
Sir, malinaw po sir.
Okay, so thank you po. So, for the last topic for this Work Immersion Summit, so we will have the job interview skills training. So supposedly, kung ito ay face-to-face, meron tayong mock job interview as what your previous speakers said a while ago na during Work Immersion Summit, may mga naka-corporate attire, may yung mga boys or yung mga males naka long sleeves, iba naka coat. So that is because it is part of your sa portfolio nung sa inyong work immersion. So but today, since we are in the pandemic, we will be trying to give some tips about job interview skills. So ano nga ba yung job interview? So wait lang natin ha, yung ating PowerPoint. So ayun ano. So ito na yung ating topic, job interview skills training. So first, let us know what is a job interview. So anyone, pwede kayong mag-write dun sa comment box natin, what do you know about job interview? So we can know if some of you have undergone job interview. Okay, so a job interview is a conversation which occurs between a potential employer and a job applicant. So it is a conversation, pwedeng one-on-one, pwedeng isa lang si employer, pwedeng may kasama si employer na i-interview sa'yo, and other job applicants. So during the job interview, the employer can appraise applicants' qualifications, appearance, and general fitness for the job opening. So it job interview is intended for the employer to choose qualified applicants na fitted para dun sa position na vacant sa kanila or yung in-offer nilang position. Let's say for example, sa isang restaurant, need nila ng head chef, tapos si Juan ay nag-apply, si Pedro ay nag-apply. Si Pedro ay meron ng background sa isang restaurant as assistant chef or sous chef. Si Juan naman ay wala pa. So, definitely, when the job your employer appraise you or interview the two, possible dahil meron ng experience at qualification yung isa, probably siya yung mapipili, no? So, a job interview also is intended to know if the person, no, has the experience to do or the skills to do the job itself. So, syempre, kung ikaw ay may skills, no, na applicable doon sa position na yon, most probably you can be or you will be hired by the employer. So, interview is the key, no? Is the key to your dream job, no? Sabi nga ni Ma'am Lerish kanina, if work ethics is the appetizer, remember, hindi ka pa nakakapasok doon sa company na gusto mo, no? Interview or job interview will be the pre-taste lang, no? Paunang lasa pa lang yan doon sa pagtatrabahuhan mo. And with that interview, it can determine whether you can get your dream job or you will be rejected by the employer na nagpapatakbo ng company na yon. So appearing for an interview is a high-stakes step to get your dream job. You are not alone if you find it stressful. Hindi lang ikaw ang nai-stress diyan, marami kayo, no? Kasi sa isang job interview, hindi naman pwedeng ikaw lang yung applicant. Dahil open yung isang position, most probably madaming mag-a-apply doon, not only you. At hindi lang ikaw yung nai-stress, no? Siyempre yung iba ding tao or ibang applicants or possible applicants and qualified applicants are stressed because aminin natin sa hindi, if we are going to have an interview, kinakabahan tayo. No? At ang pagiging kabado, ang pagkakaroon ng stage fright is not abnormal. It is normal, no? Excuse me. We must know lang on how to overcome the fear and the anxiety na nararamdaman natin during our job interview. So, hindi tayo mame-mental block when we are answering the interviewee's question, no? Or the interviewer's question. So, before appearing for an interview, the key to remember is prepare, and prepare to stand out. So, you must be prepared, no? Dalawang bagay pala yan, dapat hindi lang preparation, dapat readiness din, no? Kasi you can be prepared but you are not ready, and you can be ready but you are not prepared. Say for example, si Juan ay ready na para sa interview. Bihis na bihis siya. Hindi siya kinakabahan. But hindi niya na-prepare yung sarili niya about doon sa company na papasukan niya, no? Or you can be prepared but you are not ready. So, nag-rehearse ka, pinag-aralan mo, ni-research mo yung company na papasukan mo. So yon ano, prepared ka pagdating dun sa job interview, nagkaroon ka ng kaba, medyo na mental block ka, na tied, yung dila mo ay parang naitali. So, dapat before appearing for an interview, prepared and ready. Yun. So, next, wait lang po natin. So, ito na, no, sa job interview, ito yung tips na gagawin natin. So, we will have the do's and don'ts for our job interview. Wait lang po, pinatay ko po yung aking cam dahil medyo naghahang po pag nakabukas yung camera. So ito na, ulitin natin sa ating job interview. So we have the do's and don'ts. So yung mga dapat at hindi mo dapat gawin during or before, during, and after the job interview. So ito dapat yung mga bagay na tandaan natin. So I want everyone to take down notes para mas maintindihan natin. At alam ko yung iba dyan ay, yung ibang naka-experience na ng job interview, alam natin na meron na silang experience about dito sa ibibigay nating do's and don'ts. So, unahin natin yung do's ay yung mga dapat gawin during a job interview. So, first, as I said a while ago, do prepare for the interview. So, how can you prepare? So, list all the necessary things na kailangan mo during the interview, your dress, your resume or curriculum vitae or curriculum vitae, ano pa ba? Research about the company. Siyempre, kailangan, before you apply for a job, you have the knowledge on how the company works or ano ba yung alam mo about sa company nila, ano ba yung ginagampanan ng company na yon sa society, and so on and so forth. Because, tandaan natin, preparedness is a key for us to be qualified and to be hired by the employer, no? So, sabi ko nga kanina, preparation and readiness dapat laging magkasama 'yon, no? So that is one of the do. Next, do dress appropriately, no? So dress appropriately during the job interview. So paano ba yung dress appropriately during a job interview? So how can we dress prior to our job interview? So, look at the picture, no? So, ayan, meron siyang naka-coat siya, naka-necktie, naka-long sleeve, and naka-pants, tapos naka-ayos yung belt niya, naka-ayos yung buhok niya. So, basically, when you dress appropriately for a job interview, sa mga lalaki, dapat, if you have a suit, sabi nga dun sa mga tips, no? If you have a suit, wear it, then palooban mo ng long sleeve. Usually plain dapat yung ating long sleeve. Then pair it with a necktie. Kung plain yung gagamitin nating long sleeve, plain ng color, be sure that our necktie ay may konting design, ano? So maganda siguro kung medyo stripe. Wag naman yung ang design ng necktie nyo ay si Superman, tapos si Batman. Okay na yung medyo may maliliit na polka dots or stripes. Excuse me. Then, kung wala naman kayong long sleeve or suit, you can wear polo, yung maayos na polo na naman, ano? So, we must have a decent look kasi alam natin that first impression last, no? Kung ano yung tingin sa'yo ng employer mo, once or yung mag-i-interview sa'yo, once you enter the venue ng interview, at nakita niya na sa pananamit mo pa lang ay hindi ka na maayos, iisipin na nun na, sa pananamit ko pa lang hindi na ako maayos, paano pa kaya sa ibang bagay? Kung tatanggapin ka namin, hindi ka maayos manamit, paano kaya yun? Sa mga lalaki, yung gupit, clean cut, wag naman yung mohawk, tapos merong sat-sat sa gilid. Yung iba, na-experience ko once na nagkaroon ng job interview sa munisipyo namin. Yung isang kasabay ko, nakagupit siya. Maayos sana yung gupit niya, kaya lang meron siyang dalawang line. Nauso yun sa mga kabataan yung may sat-sat yung gilid sa may bandang patilya. Ano ba yun? Daanan ba ng kuto natin yun? So, wag sanang gano'n, ano? Clean cut dapat, and if you can shave your beard and your mustache, please do so. Tapos yung shoes natin dapat naka-shine. Maganda kung tayo ay naka-polo or naka long sleeve. Yung sapatos natin ay leather, no? Pero kung wala naman, meron iba gumagamit ng goma, as long as it is black, tapos naka-shine. Kasi ang pangit naman pagpasok natin, para kang galing sa lusak, tapos tsaka ka papasok doon sa company, no? Ang nakalagay doon sa company, cleanliness. Tapos ang suot mo na sapatos parang galing ng bukid. So ganoon din sa mga babae. Wear appropriate dress, mag-makeup tayo, pero yung makeup natin wag naman masyadong makapal, hindi naman tayo clown. Ayos lang yung yung simpleng makeup lang. Tapos yung lips natin, wag naman yung pulang-pula yung lipstick, yung akala mo dumudugo na sa sobrang pula, no? Simpleng since I'm hindi ako maalam sa pagme-makeup. So yung simpleng makeup lang is okay. Tandaan natin, simplicity is beauty sa mga babae, ha. Usually ganon. Ang gusto ng mga employer natin, simple lang yung makeup, tapos nakatay yung buhok. Kung mahaba yung buhok mo, nakasuot ka ng blouse, or kung may suit kang pambabae, pwede yon. Tapos or naka-corporate attire kayo, it's okay. Next, do arrive at least 20 minutes early. No? Agahan natin, no? Agahan natin. Sabi nga doon kanina ni Ma'am Lerish, attendance. No? Doon pa lang sa interview makikita na or magkakaroon ng impression yung employer about your attendance if maaga kang pupunta during your interview. At least 20 minutes, yung iba nga nagpapataan pa ng 1 hour. Kasi maganda nang tayo yung naghihintay kaysa ikaw yung hihintayin ng employer mo. Why? Kasi naka-schedule ka ng job interview tapos late kang pupunta, hindi ka na nila hihintayin. Pagdating mo doon, siguradong sasabihin na sa'yo nun, hindi ka na qualified because by that said, hindi ka na kagad naka-comply dun sa gusto nila. Not unless you have a valid reason why you arrive late. Pwedeng halimbawa, umalis ka ng maaga sa inyo, naplatan ka ng motor, or nagkaroon ng aksidente sa daan. Pero syempre, laging may valid reason, May mga employer kasi na mabait. Pag dumating ka ng late, hihingan ka ng rason kung bakit ka na late. Pero pag magre-reason ka naman, wag naman yung rehearse yung reason mo. No, parang yung isang kwento sa students din ganun, parang isang kwento ng students. They cannot attend ito kwento ko about dun sa may arriving early. They cannot attend the class or the test of their teacher because they have hangover. Yung 4 na lalaki na yon, nagkaroon sila ng hangover. So late na silang pumasok. So sabi nila sa teacher nila, "Sir, can we take the test tomorrow na lang po?" Kasi po ang reason nila, nabutas po kasi yung gulong ng sasakyan namin. Kaya hindi po kami kagad nakapasok ng maaga. So now, pinagbigyan sila ng kanilang professor, then kinabukasan, tinawag yung 4 na magkakabarkada. Then after nun, pinaghiwa-hiwalay sila, pinapunta sila sa isang tigi-tigisang room. May 2 tanong lang, kasi 100 points yung exam. Ang sabi sa tanong, yung una, what is 5 plus 5? For 5 points. So alam na natin, ang sagot ng 5 plus 5 is equals to 10. Then, the last question is worth 95 points. Ang tanong lang nung teacher nila, ano yung nabutas na gulong? So with that question, nalaman na kagad ni teacher if nagsasabi ba sila ng totoo or hindi. No? Ganon din yung ating mga employer or yung magi-interview sa atin. Remember that our employers or yung someone who will give you an interview ay meron yung mga intuition, no? May may mga hinala na kagad diyan, no? They can appraise a person just by looking at them, just by the way how they look, just the way how they how they move, yung gestures nila. So, if you have a valid reason, dapat yung kapanipaniwala naman, ano? So again, do arrive, mas maganda nga 1 hour kayo pupunta, no? Bago yung interview nyo, no? Then, sumunod, research the profile of the company. Yan. Unang-una, yung gagawin when you prepare for the job interview, if you have or if you read on a newspaper on a poster na naghahanap na sila ng gantong position, please research. No? Research the profile of the company. Kasi malamang sa malamang itatanong sa inyo yan. What do you know about our company? Wala kang maisagot. Ibig sabihin, you are not interested sa kanila kasi magkakaroon ng impression na hindi mo sila gusto kasi nakita mo lang yung post nila tsaka ka nag-apply but you do not research about them. Next, do bring extra resume. So, kung halimbawa, merong mga company na nagpapabigay muna sila ng resume or iba naman, sabay mo nang dadalhin yon when you will be having an interview, then please bring extra resume kasi hindi natin alam kung ilan yung magi-interview sa atin. Okay, hello po. Okay na, sir? So, okay, thank you. Nagki-copy po pala. So, please bring extra resume, at least 5. Maganda nga 6 para meron ka rin sa sarili mo kasi hindi mo alam kung ilan yung magi-interview sa'yo. Baka ang anticipate natin 3 or 2 or 1 lang. Siyempre, hindi naman na sila maghihiraman ng resume mo pag binasa nila kung ano yung nakalagay sa resume mo or yung curriculum vitae mo. So, dapat you have extra, no? Tandaan natin when we are applying for a job, investment din po yun. Wag mong intindihin yung gastos. Kasi lahat ng bagay na gusto nating makuha, pagpapaguran natin yan. We will invest more or gagastos talaga tayo dyan, pagpapaguran natin yan. So, yung resume pa lang na yun, makikita na natin doon na you are interested with your job. Next, do greet the receptionist or the interviewer with courtesy and respect. Yan. Pag dumating ka doon, greet mo sila, nakasmile ka. Pero yung smile naman na yung meron kasing fake smile eh. Tandaan natin, may intuition na yung mga yan. Kaya na nilang mag-appraise ng tao. Pag ngumiti ka sa kanila, dapat yung ngiting tunay. Huwag naman yung sasabi nilang, I don't want to say the term, pero sabihin ko na, no? Yung sinasabi nilang ngiting aso, yung medyo fake ng ngiti. So please greet them with a smile na medyo jolly tayo. Then, makipag-handshake tayo sa kanila if pwede na. Pero sa ngayon, dahil hindi pwedeng makipag-handshake, yan. So greet na lang natin sila. Greet na lang natin sila, nakasmile. Tapos, syempre, you will say good morning, good afternoon, or good day. Pero wag naman yung pagpasok mo dun sa interview room, meron kang nakitang tao na nagbukas ng pinto, hindi mo napapansinin. No? Because sometimes yung magbubukas ng pinto nun, kasama doon sa magi-interview sa'yo. So, do maintain eye contact and proper gesture. Yan. So, when we are talking or when we are having the interview, please maintain eye contact and proper gesture. Sit properly, no? Hindi ko sinabing sit straight. Mahirap umupo ng diretso, masisira yung likod mo. Sit properly. Hindi ka naka-slouch, hindi nakabuka yung paa mo, hindi ka naka-dekwatro. Maayos kang nakatingin dun sa employer mo, eye to eye. No? Kasi, when you are maintaining eye contact, it really means na you are interested with that job. Kasi, you are giving attention to them. And when maintaining our eye contact and proper gesture, dapat nakikinig din tayo. Listen, listen, and listen. Once the interview started. Kasi, kung ikaw ay kinakabahan, tapos, hindi ka nakikinig sa kanila, ang tanong sa iyo how are you today? Sasabihin mo, I'm 25 years old. Kasi hindi ka nga nakikinig Medyo kinakabahan ka na. So, dapat, maintain the eye contact, proper gesture. Then, kung medyo kakabahan ka, inhale, exhale ka muna, tsaka ka umupo doon sa mga panel mo. To ease your nervousness. And do showcase a positive and enthusiastic approach. No? Remember na when we are having an interview, we do not want ourselves to feel great. We want our interview to feel great about themselves when we are talking to them. Yung kasi nagiging misconception natin when we are having an interview. Kailangan kapag sumagot ako, positive ako, enthusiastic ako, kailangan pakiramdam ko sa sarili ko na ang galing ko, ang ganda ng pinapakita ko. No, dapat sa kanila dapat sila yung makaramdam nun sa'yo. Don't be arrogant. Huwag kang masyadong confident sa sarili mo because ang yung pagiging arrogante, napapansin nila yan. Dapat, yan lang, positive, enthusiastic, parang nakikipag-usap lang tayo with respect with others, no? Especially to our interviewee, or interviewer rather, no? Makikinig tayo sa kanila, eye contact, positive, lagi tayong nakasmile kapag tinatanong, huwag naman sinasabi kong nakangiting aso, and always make them feel good about themselves. Kasi kapag kinausap ka nila tapos pakiramdam nila na ang ganda ng pakiramdam nila, ibig sabihin, you have the skills to communicate with them properly. Wag naman yung feeling close, no? Meron kasing mga interviewee na, especially kapag medyo kakilala nila yon, nagiging feeling close sila dun sa nag-i-interview sa kanila. Wag na wag na wag. Next, do ask for clarification if you do not understand the questions properly. So if you can't hear the questions clearly or medyo naguguluhan ka about their questions sa'yo, ask them for clarification in a good manner. Huwag mo naman sasabihin na, sir, di ko naintindihan, pakiulit nga po, wag ganun. Laging may respect, laging may please. You can say na, sir, ma'am, pardon, I do not understand, or can you please clarify the question so I can answer the questions properly? Ganun, tapos magte-thank you ka. Hindi naman yung, sir, di ko po I do not understand, sir, can you repeat the question? Wag ganun, no? Kasi dun pa lang nakikita na tayo ng walang respect. Ito na yung mga don'ts natin. Don't be soft-spoken, and syempre kapag soft-spoken ka, hindi ka nila maintindihan. It really means that you are nervous at pwedeng magkaroon sila ng impression na hindi gusto yung trabaho. At hindi porket sinabing don't be soft-spoken, malakas na yung boses mo. Normal voice lang. Kung ang normal voice mo ay para kang naka-microphone, hinaan mo lang ng konti. No? Kasi when they feel na para kang galit sa kanila, may mga employer na medyo ayaw nila ng ganun. So, dapat, kung on the way how we talk to others in a respectful manner, ganun dapat tayo makipag-usap. Wag naman yung sobrang hina na may ganyan, 'di ba? Ang hina. So saktuhan lang na voice. Don't say anything about your previous job. Especially ito yung sa mga applicants na mag-a-apply ng panibagong job sa ibang company. Or ganun din kayo. Halimbawa, let's say for example, nakagraduate na kayo. Tapos nag-apply kayo sa isang job, tapos umalis kayo doon because of something na pwedeng maganda or masama, or natapos na yung kontrata mo, and tinanong kanila about your previous job, don't badmouth them. Kasi yung impression nun, pag umalis pala sa atin to, sisiraan pala tayo nitong tao na to eh. Pag tinanong ka about your previous job, sabihin mo yung mga good things na ginawa mo doon sa trabaho mo. Yung mga achievements mo doon sa iyong previous job. No? And may mga employers din na personal nang magtanong. Remember, kapag medyo personal yung tanong nila, pwede nating sabihin na pwede tayong pwede nating sabihin na yung questions natin ay we will focus on the questions that are related to our job in a respectful manner. Huwag mo naman sabihin, sir, masyado ng personal yung tanong nyo eh. Pwede nating sabihin na, pangalawa, nagtanong sila, sa lalaki or sa babae, may girlfriend or boyfriend ka na ba? Pwede mong sabihin, good day, ma'am or sir. With that, I only want to focus on the questions related to our to the company, so I can give my utmost answers and skills. Ganon, na halos ganon yung medyo nandoon. Pero wag naman tayong disrespectful sa kanila na, sir, napaka-personal nyo naman. Minsan tinetest lang nila tayo eh. Kapag ganon yung tanong nila sa atin. Remember that your employer during interview are always testing us. Parang saan yan? Sa pagpasok mo ng college, entrance exam mo na yan. Pag hindi ka pumasa, hindi ka makakapasok. Don't emphasize on money or compensation. Wag kang magbibigay emphasis or ipo-point out mo about yung salary, about yung gusto mong makuhang sahod sa kanila. Tinanong kanila dun, nagtanong sila kung magkano yung sahod mo dun sa previous job mo, tapos nilakihan mo, wag ganun. Kasi remember, hindi lahat nagsisimula sa mataas, no? So syempre kapag nandun ka pa lang sa medyo nasa lower hierarchy ng organizational chart ng isang company, syempre the compensation or the money is not that high. Wag tayong ganito yan eh. Wag tayong papasok sa isang trabaho if ang gusto lang nating makuha ay pera. Though gusto natin yung trabaho, gusto mo rin mataas yung sahod natin. The problem there is, paano kung biglang nagkaroon ng problem sa company? Tapos, medyo bumaba yung sahod. So, dahil nga may emphasis ka sa money at parang ang dating ay you will do the job according to the salary that you have. Hindi ganun, no? Huwag tayong papasok sa mindset na magtatrabaho lang ako base sa sinasahod ko. Yun nga sabi ni Ma'am Lerish don't be lazy. Parang pag nanakaw na nga yun, sinasahuran ka, tapos magiging tamad tayo. No? Ang pagiging tamad ay pagnanakaw ng oras. Next, don't be dishonest in answering the question. Hindi porket nasa job interview tayo, alam natin na parang ibinebenta mo yung sarili mo. Pero, in a way na nandoon yung honesty. Huwag tayong maging sinungaling doon sa mga nakalagay doon sa ating resume kasi pag hinanapan tayo ng proof, doon pa lang makikitaan ka na ay, ito hindi na ito mapagkakatiwalaan. No? So when answering, be honest. Next, don't use cell phones during interview. Yan Yan ang isa pa, no? So, mas maganda yung cellphone natin naka-silent mode during an interview kasi mag-ring yan tapos sinagot mo sila, ang dating, hindi ka nawalan ka ng interest sa kanila kasi na-distract ka ng isang bagay, no? So, ibig sabihin nun, distraction pa lang, nawawala ka na, doon pa lang sa job interview, paano pa sa pagtatrabaho? Kung halimbawa may pinagagawa sa'yo, tapos may nangyaring distraction sa'yo, na hindi naman, let's say, for example, namatay yung aso mo, kung may alaga kang petas napasok ka na sa trabaho, tapos na-distract ka na doon, nawala na yung focus mo doon sa pinagagawa sa'yo, no? So, tandaan natin, first impression last, wag na wag tayong gagamit ng cellphone or turn on silent mode yung ating cellphones during the job interview. Don't fidget. Yan. Usually napapansin namin nung nagkaroon ng job interview, may mga batang tawag doon ay fidgeting. Gumagawa sila ng mga bagay, nagkukutkot ng kung ano-ano, naghahawak ng kung ano-ano ginagawa sa kamay, lingon ng lingon. Yung ibang mga lalaki, pag kinakabahan, pagkasagot na laging hawak yung necktie, hinihila pa. Tapos pinapapudok yung daliri. Huwag tayong gagawa ng gano'n, ano. So, mag-relax lang tayo, inhale, exhale lang. Huwag naman yung kada tanong inhale, exhale na masyadong malalim. Ano lang, isang inhale, tapos exhale ka, tapos sagot, no? Eye contact ka. Kasi pag nakipag eye to eye contact ka dun sa employer mo, makikipag eye to eye contact rin siya sa'yo, no? So, medyo dapat mawala yung anxiety natin. Tulad ng ginagawa niya, meron siyang singsing. He is always trying to hold the ring. Meron pa akong nakita noon, nag-job interview kami, may hawak siyang ballpen. Habang nag-i-interview, sinusulatan yung kamay. Kasi kinakabahan. No? So, normal lang kabahan, pero we must overcome. Don't display any kind of opposition or dislike for any work. Pag tinanong tayo about dun sa work natin, tapos halimbawa binigyan ka ba ng ganitong trabaho na hindi para sa'yo, tapos ikaw pinagawa, gagawin mo ba? Tapos nakitaan ka nila ng any opposition or medyo ayaw mo ng ganitong trabaho. Tandaan natin, sabi nga kanina ni Ma'am Lerish dun sa work ethics, dapat matuto tayong mag-grow. Hindi porket in lang ang trabaho mo ay hindi ka natutulong sa iba na alam mo namang kaya mo. Kasi when your employer or your interviewer show any kind of this opposition to you, ayun na. Pwede na lang sabihin na hindi ka na pwede kasi dun pa lang, na-test ka na nila. Then, do not start your statements with I think. Kasi when you say I think, you are not sure with your answer. Dapat realistic yung answers mo. I think I can do my best, wag ganon. Kasi parang ang dating sa kanila, when you say I think, paano kung hindi mo naisip na gano'n ang gagawin mo? Hindi mo na siya gagawin. Or nagiging commotion sa kanila niyan, you are not decisive with your choices or your decision. Hindi ka consistent sa mga ginagawa mo. Next, don't forget to thank the panel after the interview. Yan. So, after the interview, thank them. Tayo ka, pwedeng tumayo. Tapos, dati, sinasabi namin sa kanila, after ng interview, makipag-handshake kayo dun sa interviewer nyo to show the respect that they have or to show your respect for them kasi sila nag-interview sa'yo. Since ngayon, bawal ang mga ganyang contact. So, just thank them and smile at them. Though hindi naman kita kung naka-face mask tayo after the interview. Kasi pandemic na tayo. Meron kasing ibang company na i-interview pa din ng face-to-face pero hindi na may schedule lang tas malayo. So, naka-face shield naman sila. So, makikita naman sa mata natin yon kung nakangiti tayo, no? Eto na. Some of the frequently asked questions during a job interview. So, bibigay ko lang yung ibang tanong, then some tips on how to answer them. And there are many tips naman sa internet on how to answer them. But then, syempre, I must give you, no, the tips on how to answer and what are those frequently asked questions during the job interview. So, tell me or ask something about yourself. Yan ang madalas na tinatanong. Unang-una, no, it is usually the first question asked by the employer designed to warm up the applicants. So, paano ba yan? Halimbawa, tinanong kayo, tell me something about yourself. So, may makakapagsagot ba? Let's say, for example, sa mga students natin, try to answer, no? Titingnan natin kung ano yung mga comments nyo. When they say, tell me something about yourself. Sir, may nag-comment po ba? Yun, no? So, kung wala, okay lang. Sige, wait natin, ano? Kahit isa lang, tell me something about yourself. Tingnan natin kung ano yung isasagot nyo, no? Let's say, for example, you are applying as a manager of a company. So, tell me something about yourself. Students, you can answer. Okay, hintayin natin. Baka may sumagot. Okay, so let us continue, ano. So, when we say tell me something about yourself, you do not have to say personal about yourself, no? Hindi mo na kailangan sabihin yung personal or family life mo. Kaya ka nga nagbigay sa kanila nung nung resume mo tsaka curriculum vitae para basahin nila. Tapos ipapaliwanag mo kung ano yung nakalagay doon. Pero sasabihin mo lang. Sinabi mo yung tell me something about yourself, sinabi mo yung pangalan mo, saan ka nakatira, ano yung hobbies mo, ano yung likes mo, ano yung dislikes mo. Dapat ang binigay mo slam book. Hindi resume. Pag gano'n ang sasabihin natin. So, when your employer or interviewer asks you to tell something about yourself, tell them your qualifications and experiences and why you're good fit for the role that they have open. Sasabihin mo yung good qualities mo or qualifications mo. Let's say, for example, bago ka pa lang, ano? So, halimbawa ako, no? Sasabihin sa akin ng employer ko, tell something about yourself. So, you can answer since you are ano pa lang, yung halimbawa yung mga baguhan pa lang mag-a-apply, pwede nyo sabihin na I have studied hard to become a well-qualified, kung ano man yung position na yon, na halimbawa, I have studied hard to become a well-qualified manager for your company, ano, halimbawa, ganun. Anong company yun, sabihin mo. So, sabihin mo pa yung mga experiences mo, why you are good at it. Then, tell a story. Pero yung story makatotohanan, ano. So, syempre, sabihin mo yung qualifications mo, sasabihin mo experiences mo, kailangan meron kang proof or meron kang testimony which is a story about dun sa sinabi mo. Pero wag naman yung istoryang paligoy-ligoy, straight to the point tayo dito, no? At hindi man kailangan na pag sinabi ng employer mo na tell me something about yourself, napakadami mong sasabihin. Yung best or related lang doon sa job na pag-a-applyan mo. Kung ang hinahanap nila ay chef, hindi mo sasabihin marunong kang mag-welding. Kung meron kang qualifications for welding and qualifications for baking, yung sa baking ang gagamitin mo, wag yung sa welding. Yun, no? I am a hard worker. I always do my best for my work. Then, yun na may sumagot. I am a hard worker and I always do my best. Don't tell them about yourself. It's already on the resume. Instead, tell them your credentials or anything. So yon, sabi nung sino man si Facebook user na yon, tama yon. Tell them your credentials. No? So, I am Kent Abelarde. So, okay lang magpakilala ka. Sabi ni Kent Abelarde, I am punctual, dependable, and can be counted upon to finish what I've been started, and I consider myself as a hardworking person. Then, tell a story about being punctual, dependable, and a hardworking person. Kung meron kang nakuwang certificate dun sa Best Employee of the Month or sa yung complete attendance of the month ng isang company na pinagtrabahuan mo, no? So, thank you dun sa sumagot. Magagandang sagot. But, syempre, we are giving you some insights. So, tama yung kay Kenneth Abelarde, dun sa may nagsabi na si Facebook user na don't tell your personal info. Dapat ang ibibigay natin yung credentials. Tama yun. And dun sa isa, hardworking. Yes, tama. Pwede niyong sabihin na we are hardworking. Then, again, pwede natin siyang dugtungan ng story that can prove that you are a hardworking person or you are a punctual person. So, if you have the certificate of perfect attendance sa company, pwede mong sabihin yon. Then, okay yon. Tama yon, no? So, yung kanina, ulitin ko yung kay Kenneth Abelarde, sabi niya, pinakilala niya yung sarili niya. Okay lang yun, papakilala mo yung pangalan mo. No? Kasi may mga pangalan minsan na iba yung pronunciation na alam mo, at yung pinopronounce sa'yo ng parents mo, at ayun ang alam mo pagkakapronounce ng name mo, tapos iba yung pronunciation nila. So, pwede nating sabihin, kahit yung name lang. No? So, thank you sa mga sumagot. I appreciate that. Talagang nakikinig sila about dun sa ating topic. Then, yon, do tell a story. Tapos, isang tip lang, give a snapshot of your work story if you are working before you apply for another job, no? Pag sinabing snapshot, or snapshot pala, no? Sorry. Snapshot nung iyong work experience, kung ikaw ay mag-a-apply. So, give them yung last company na pinasukan mo, your title in the company, kung ilang taong ka nagtrabaho doon, at kung ano yung mga major responsibilities na ginawa mo sa company niyan. Pero kung ikaw ay baguhan, pwede na yung kanina na you will say your qualifications, then create a story that will prove that qualification. Next, ito pa yung isa, no? When do you want to be in your career 5 years from now? Mahirap to no? Medyo tricky yung question na to kasi hindi natin pwedeng sabihin sa company natin na papasukan mo na after 5 years ay isa ka ng ganap na businessman tapos hiwalay ka sa company nila. Or hindi natin masasabi na you are going elsewhere, you will pursue your dream on gantong lugar kasi i-hire ka nga nila So, within that span of 5 years ba hindi mo na matitiis or hindi, parang ang magiging tingin sa kanila, hindi mo na gusto yung job na ibinibigay sa'yo. So, pwede mong sabihin, maging broad ka, no? Think about how your position can relatively take you to a whole new experience, no? So, pwede mong sabihin, I am very much excited about the blank position, yung ibibigay sa'yo, because I see myself as someone with deep experience in anong klaseng field. Medyo broad. Hindi mo sasabihin na pag ang magiging commotion after 5 or 10 years wala ka na sa kanila, no? Kasi parang merong something, but ayun ang sinagot mo. No? So maging broad ka na you are very much excited to get the position and you will see yourself having much expertise to gain some position in that field na possible magkaroon din sila balang araw at pwede ka nilang dun ilagay. Pero kung sasabihin mo na sa ibang lugar ka pupunta, it's a big no-no. No? This question allows the employer to know if you have set a realistic expectations for your career. So dapat realistic, no? Huwag tayong mahirap kasi yung ideal lang eh. Masyado tayong idealistic. Dapat if you set an expectation, do it. At ayun ang gusto ng mga employer natin. So yan, no? What are your strengths or greatest strengths? When answering this, think of quality, not quantity. And back up your strengths with stories. Laging may kung sasabihin mo yung strengths mo, lagi kang magkakaroon ng story or backup story to prove that qualification or character is your strength, or qualification and basta qualification, no? That is your strength, no? Kailangan meron kang story to prove that. Next, what do you consider to be your weakness? So, kung kanina, what do you consider to be your strength? Ito naman, what do you consider to be your weakness? And when stating a weakness, please do not state a personality or character flaw. Instead, think of some areas that can be improved over time. Let's say, for example, sa trabaho mo or ikaw ay oversleeper or mabilis kang mapagod, huwag mong sasabihin yun. Pag tinanong sa'yo, what do you consider to be your weakness? I have the tendency to oversleep. Hindi po yun. Maging broad tayo, no? Yung pwedeng area na ma-build over time. Let's say, for example, may tendency ka na mag-slack, no? May tendency ka na mag-slack or maging tamad. Pwede mong sabihin na when someone is not doing their job properly, I have the tendency to slack off. Yun. Tapos sasabihin mo on how you can improve that particular weakness, no? To become your strength. Kasi ang magiging natin diyan, your weaknesses can become your strength. And sometimes your strengths can become your weaknesses. So again, do not state any personality or character flaw. Hindi nila kailangan yun kasi hindi naman nila tinatanong kung ano yung character or personality mo. Ang gusto nila, yung pwedeng maging weakness mo when you are having the work in their company. Then, why do you want this job? Employer ask this question because they want passionate people to get the job. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, why do you want this job? Wala po kasing ibang ma-applyan. Hindi ganun. It means that you are not interested. You are just wanting to have the job because you don't have any job to apply for. So, dapat passionate tayo, no? Give them a passionate question which will build them the impression na talagang gustong-gusto mo yung job na yun. Then, why should we hire you? Yan. Ito yung pinaka-tricky na question eh. So, may leave a feeling that you are being compared to other applicants. At yun talaga yun. Lalo na kung marami. No? Dito, pag tinanong ka ng ganito, please don't be arrogant. Huwag kang overconfident. At huwag naman sobrang rehearsed nung sasabihin mo. Tinanong ka, why should we hire you? I am hardworking, I am responsible, ganun, I am respectful. Medyo rehearsed yun eh. Ibig sabihin, pinag-practicean mo yun. Sabi ko nga, mag-ready lang tayo and be true to ourselves. Kasi pag tandaan natin kapag nire-rehearse natin yung isang bagay, medyo medyo pag kinabahan tayo, mami-mental block tayo. No? At wag mong sasabihin na I think, pag tinanong ka dyan, yon. So, again, ibebenta natin yung sarili natin dyan with respect to our employer. Yun ang parang term din eh. Siyempre, kailangan mong i-build yung sarili mo eh. Parang, ibinebenta mo yung sarili mo sa kanila para ikaw na yung i-hire nila. Kasi, when you are asked by this question, why should we hire you? You are being compared to other applicants. At kapag nakita nila na mas qualified ka doon sa mga nauna sa'yo, most probably, ikaw na yung tatanggapin nila. No? At ito pa yung isa. Wag nating iisipin yung tinatawag nating may backer tayo dun sa mga company papasukan natin. It's a no-no. No? Kasi why? If you have a backer, tapos na-hire ka, tapos hindi ka naman pala qualified sa trabaho na yon. So probably you will be depressed, you will be stressed dun sa mga pagtatrabaho na gusto mo yung trabaho na yun, but the qualifications you have does not connect or link with the position that you get because of the backer. Tandaan natin, mas maganda yung mga bagay na pinagpapaguran. Parang sa exam, sabi nga ni Ma'am Lerish kanina, sa mga grades, mas maganda yung grade natin pinagpapaguran kaysa yung mataas nga yung grade natin, hindi naman natin parang feel natin hindi natin deserve yung grade na yon, no? So dapat when you are having a job, dapat you feel deserving about the position if you are hired or if you will be hired by the employer. Yon. So ito na, no? So sabi dito, job interviews are like first dates. Good impression counts or good impressions count. Awkwardness can occur. Outcomes are unpredictable. Yan. So, yung job interview natin, parang unang date natin yan. Hindi natin alam kung saan mapupunta yun eh, no? So, remember that rejection, kung ikaw man ay na-reject doon sa job interview mo, wag nating gamitin yun na depression natin, no? Gamitin natin yan as experience. Sabi nga, walang taong natatalo. May nananalo tsaka may natututo. So ganoon din sa job interview, when you are not or when you are being rejected or hindi mo nakuha yung trabaho na yon, isipin mo kung ano yung kulang sa iyo at yun yung i-improve mo. Then by the time when you want another job or your dream career, you can pursue it kasi sabi nga dito, no, outcomes are unpredictable. Maaring ngayon ay hindi mo nakuha, pero after some years, may mas maganda pa palang ibibigay sa'yo, no? Tandaan natin, kung hindi uukol, hindi bubukol. Kung hindi para sa'yo, hindi iyo. No? Next, talent will get you in the door, but character will keep you in the room. Ito ay sinabi ni Ma'am kanina, Ma'am Lerish kanina about sa character. Yes, you have the talent, no? Bubuksan yan yung pintuan para sa dream job mo. Pero paano ka tatagal doon? Kung meron kang ng talent, but your attitude does not suit the environment that you have. So, we must have a good character. So, pag inopen yung pintuan ng ating dream career or dream job, tatagal tayo doon at hindi tayo ipagtutulakan nung kung sino man yung mga kasama natin doon sa ating trabaho. So with that, I hope na naintindihan natin yung discussion for today. So, sabi ko nga, there are many tips in internet on how to answer this following question. So, I give you the tips and the most frequently asked question and some tips on how to answer them. So, sana ay natutunan natin, no? At hindi lang naman ito para dun sa mga TVL since sila lang yung may resume. Sa lahat to eh. Kasi after you graduate or when you graduated, in senior high school and in college, possible magtatrabaho na kayo. And that job interview will get you on your dream job. Sabi nga natin, interview is a key. Susi yun. Kasi mahirap kumuha ng isang empleyado na hindi mo natanong kung para saan ba to, no? So dati kasi ang uso lang biodata eh. Uso lang dati biodata. Ngayon, kailangan nating ipasa resume. Sa biodata kasi may kulang dun eh. Napakaraming kulang dun. Again, ulitin natin, talent will get you in the door. Pagbubuksan ka ng pinto niyan, and yan. Character will keep you in the room. So with that, I hope you learned something and thank you very much.
Maraming salamat po, Sir Ian. Muli, narito po ang mga reflection question na inihanda ng ating mga tagapagsalita ngayong araw. Work ethics. Number 1. How do you think work ethics contributes in the success of an organization or institution? Number 2. How can you apply ethics in your endeavor as a senior high school student? Workplace immersion in the midst of pandemic. Kindly explain why a BM strand should develop business proposal that is appropriate in the current condition of their locality. Number 2. Why do you think STEM strand learners should encourage to do projects that can solve challenging problems? Number 3. Can you suggest an alternative scheme of training for TBL track learners? For the job interview skills. Number 1. Why job interview is important for the employer or employee? Number 2. If you were hired for your dream job, how can you prove to your employers that you are the best to fit for the role? Okay, para sa ikatlong speaker natin, kay Ma'am Mitch, yung output niya is curriculum vitae or your resume. Upang igawad ang sertipiko para sa ating mga tagapagsalita, narito po ang nilalaman. Republic of the Philippines, Department of Education, Region 3, Central Luzon, San Rafael National Trade School, Senior High School Department, Kaingin, San Rafael, Bulacan. This certificate of recognition is given to as resource speaker during the Work Immersion implementation during crisis situation held on March 22 to 23, 2021 through Facebook Live via StreamYard. Given with all privileges herein endowed this 23rd day of March in the year of our Lord 2021 at San Rafael National Trade School, Kaingin, San Rafael, Bulacan. Signed, Michelle C. Quiason, Senior High School Subject Group Head, Teacher 3. Christine Joy R. Talusan, TVL Coordinator, Teacher 3. And Rowena R. Ventura, Senior High School Focal Person, Teacher 3. For the guidelines for work immersion during crisis situation, Christine Joy R. Talusan. For safety in the workplace, Mr. Alexis R. Bunag. For the effective conflict resolution and teamwork skills, Ginang Priscilla H. Malyari. For the confidentiality in the workplace, Mr. Ryan C. Pilueta. For the work ethics, Ginang Leris Joy M. De Guzman. For workplace immersion in the midst of pandemic, Ginang Solomita S. Landicho. For appreciating the importance of credentials, Ginang Michelle C. Quiason. And for the job interview skills training, Mr. Leandro Ian B. Santiago. And for the certificate of recognition is given to Janet A. Manalo for devoting her time, effort, and her unending support as overall chairman during the conduct of the work immersion implementation during crisis situation held on March 22 to 23, 2021 through Facebook Live via StreamYard. Given with all privileges herein endowed, this 23rd of March in the year of our Lord, 2021, at San Rafael National Trade School, Kaingin, San Rafael, Bulacan. Signed, Michelle C. Quiason, Senior High School Subject Group Head, Teacher 3. Christine Joy R. Talusan, TVL Coordinator, Teacher 3. And Rowena R. Ventura, Senior High School Focal Person, Teacher 3. Ipinapabatid din po ang pasasalamat sa mga guro at kawani ng Senior High School Department, San Rafael National Trade School Technical Working Group. Co-Chairman, Rowena R. Ventura, Michelle C. Quiason, and Christine Joy R. Talusan. For registration, Alexis R. Bunag, Rosalie R. Villanueva, Janice S. Mercado Ramirez. For certificates, Maria Almi Jane M. Miguel, Mark Kevin D.G. Mendoza, Solomita S. Landicho. For the stream and multimedia, Mr. Ryan C. Pilueta, Mr. Leandro Ian B. Santiago. For the program and invitation, Precious V. Bernabe, Nerlinda S. Santos, Maria Pilipina C. Cruz. For documentation, Mr. Adolf Lester N. Venturina, Ms. Gladys M. Fernandez, and Mr. Jonathan D. Sulit. For intermission, Ginang Leris Joy M. De Guzman, Ginoong Mark Carlo D.G. Lahom. Upang masayang tapusin ang ating palatuntunan, pakinggan po natin ngayon ang isang pangwakas na pananalita mula sa ating TVL Coordinator. Palakpakan po natin, Ginang Christine Joy R. Talusan.
Magandang tanghali po. Sir Ryan, malinaw po ba?
Magandang tanghali po, malinaw po ma'am.
Okay, magandang tanghali po sa ating lahat. Bago po tayo sabay-sabay na kumain ng pananghalian, bayaan niyo po munang pasalamatan ko ang mga taong nasa likod ng programang ito at siyang naging dahilan upang maisakatuparan ang 2 days Work Immersion Summit. Una, sa ating butihing punong guro na palaging nakaalalay at nakasuporta, Ma'am Janet E. Manalo, sa ating Pangulong Guro 3, Ma'am Rosario N. Castro, sa ating Senior High School Focal Person, Ma'am Rowena R. Ventura, sa lahat ng ating mga naging resource speaker simula kahapon hanggang kanina, sa lahat ng bumubuo ng Technical Working Group, dahil kung hindi ko po ito baka kaya ng mag-isa kung wala po sila. Sa pangunguna syempre nila Sir Ryan C. Pilueta at Sir Leandro Ian B. Santiago, sa mga kawani ng ating paaralan, sa mga magulang, at sa inyo mga grade 12 students na matiyagang nakinig at natuto. Marami pong salamat sa inyong lahat. Kakaiba sa nakasanayang Work Immersion Summit ang nasaksihan natin simula kahapon hanggang ngayon. Tiyak na marami pa ring agam-agam ang bumubulo sa ating isipan dulot ng krisis na kinakaharap natin. Tiyak na ang nasa isip natin ay mahirap itong gawin. Mahirap sa part ng guro dahil kinakailangan namin mag-house to house. Mahirap din sa part ng estudyante dahil yung inaasahan nilang makapag-immerse sila sa iba't ibang industry ay hindi na nila maaaring magawa. Subalit, kailangan nating maging positibo sa lahat ng bagay at sa lahat ng pagkakataon. Hindi man tayo makapag-work immersion ngayon sa mga industry, ang mahalaga, ligtas tayong lahat at patuloy na humihinga. Umasa po tayo at patuloy na manalangin na dumating ang araw na babalik din sa normal ang lahat. Malaya na tayong makalalabas ng ating mga tahanan ng walang pangamba. Lagi nating isaisip na ang unang prioridad ng kagawaran ng edukasyon ay ang kaligtasan at pagkatuto higit sa ano paman. Muli, ang aking lubos na pasasalamat sa lahat ng nakiisa sa programang ito. Doble-doble ingat po tayong lahat. God bless us all. Thank you po.
Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Tin. Mga kaunting paalala lamang po. Mangyari lamang po na bisitahin natin ang ating DepEd Commons at tunghayan ang ating DepEd TV para sa ating mga learning materials na maaari nating magamit. At magkakaroon po tayo ng registration at evaluation form na makikita sa ating chat box. Magkakaroon din po tayo ng early registration para sa ating grade 7 at grade 11. Mangyari lamang po na hintayin ang ating link sa official page ng ating eskwelahan. Ang DepEd tayo, San Rafael National Trade School, 300-773. Ito po ang formal na pagwawakas ng ating maikli ngunit makabuluhang palatuntunan. Naway ang bawat aral na ating tinatanggap ay hindi makulong lamang sa ating pag-iisip at sa apat na sulok ng ating silid-aralan. Bagkus, ito ay maidampi at lumabas bilang isang karanasan. Ako po si Ginoong Ryan Christopher M. Reynado. Muli ay maraming salamat po and keep safe everyone.